Welcome, welcome. Big up to the YouTube community. Look at man. So I just waiting until a little more people join and then, we just have a conversation and ting and ting and ting. YN Rang. Big up. Hey YouTube family. So of course, me just done work and all of that, and I decided that look here, I want to go live on YouTube. Just this is an opportunity so I can get to know the Levels community, and the Levels community can get to know me a little bit more. So yeah, today was a good show. So yeah, big up to the people there on radio. But right now, a YouTube time. This is how I relax after one heavy show, a long show. So yeah, thanks to the peeps that are on right now. If you just meet me, I'm Kshema, Levels with Kshema. So you know how we do it on YouTube right here. And I know we've been MIA for a while, like for September, and it's been a challenge, like seriously balancing radio and the new age media. But it is important to kind of bridge the gap, because you know how it is with YouTube and you know how it is with traditional media. So it's about having that nice medium between radio and social media. And I'm not lie, that for me is actually, it's a challenge, because the truth is, to really like merge the two, it means that I'm going to have some unlearning to do as it relates to traditional media, which I have been doing for many years. But social media, like I mentioned before, it kind of changed the whole media landscape. So it is important for just kind of pivot and make it work, because I feel like ever so often you hear this conversation say, look, radio is dying or radio dead. Even people on the channel, sometimes they must say, look, radio still I keep. I'm gonna listen to radio or that type of thing. So I totally get it. I get it. There is a need for that shift, and it warrants a conversation. And I can openly share with you like some of the struggles and challenges that I personally got through, just understand the traditional media, understand what is required, and just basically knowing that people now want open and authentic conversations and that type of thing. People just want people to level like the channel, just level with you, have a conversation, and kind of pull back to just get an opportunity to get the real you. Not to say the Kshema on the radio is not real. Yes, she's real, but on my YouTube channel, with the community that I'm building, the Levels community, it's a space where I just want to be. Say what I want to say without the red tape will come with traditional media, the whole censorship and that type of thing, with more time you have to deal with. So not to say social media, Chris, stop it, but you're not impressed. I'm sure people see the video there where I make the rounds. Yeah, sure. Big up Kshema, always a pleasure hearing or seeing you. Yeah, bless up yourself. So yeah, back to the conversation. Says it's about for me, like trying how to bridge the gap, merge the two things. And even with what I do on the radio, it's about bringing the social media element to the radio space. So even music news, for example, like I've done so much with music news. Like I took it from where it was in the early days and bring it to a space where it means a lot to the industry, to the point where Cartel Little drop one song, I'm going to tell Kshema upon music news and that type of thing. It had that effect, but media has changed, and I'm at that crossroads again where it is important for kind of tweak that and do things a little differently. So I have to now bring a blog style to radio to kind of bridge that gap, to merge the traditional media with the new media. And I feel like if radio really and truly can't do that, that is when radio will die or radio will get lost in this whole conversation. So it is important, I believe, for radio to pivot in a way where you merge the two things. Krista, I am still looking and hopeful. Look, sure. Yeah, so it's important to actually, merge the two things and make it work. But what I'll say to you, like I think the entire month of September made it really have a plug out because exhaustion is real, burnout is real, and I was trying to do radio and do YouTube and keep the two things separate, and that was killing me. Big up to my husband, who is team levels, levels community, levels with Kshema is actually a team of two. So yeah, big up to my husband, Test for Pay, who is there with me every step of the way with, great ideas as it relates to, just moving forward. So back to the point now and how I suffer from burnout and I couldn't do anything on the channel. Like, me really have to just plug right out. I was keeping radio separate. I was keeping the channel separate. I was creating 2 sets of content 7 days a week, every day. And I work 5 full days on radio, plus, of course, other duties and responsibilities and things. And in September is like everything just tumbled down. It floored me in a one real way, to the point where I had to plug out from social media. We had to go back to the drawing board and figure out how are we going to make this happen, like how we're gonna make it work, and how we can leverage the talent and the expertise in the different areas, how we can make work become easier, and also how it can be more fun. You know what I mean? Because people say it and sometimes you may feel like it's a cliche, but I love what I do. But you know how it is. You can love something, but when it becomes tiring or you're stressed out, or it just become overwhelming, you're not gonna really enjoy it as much. So September was that for me. And even before September, because I know a lot of people ask, we love the podcast with you and Chris, when is that coming back? And it takes so much to do the podcast. Like, it's a whole heap of energy, lot of time. It's a big production, lighting, cameras, and that type of thing. It's a huge production. So we had to put a pause on that as well, because that was becoming it was becoming hectic, like a lot of strain and that type of thing. So ultimately, I'm at a space now where I think I have achieved more balance in coming to the space where I understand, so like, what is necessary is to bridge that gap between social media and radio, and come to the point where I had to accept the fact that the media landscape has changed tremendously. Traditional media is not doing it like how it was doing it before. For example, I cannot get an exclusive or have an exclusive, because the truth is, every artist, them give an exclusive and then them go on them live and them talk about the same story that they give you. So even how we collect information, even how we get information, like all of that changed. Like, the whole thing just different altogether. So it was important for kind of tweak the direction and make things different, which ultimately it is going to be easier for me as well. So when I look at the entertainers are not calling you up like back in the day to say like, I have a story for you, and here is an exclusive or whatever. They are going on live and they are recording and they might do them own story. So what am I gonna do? There is nothing I can go on Music News at 4:30 and say to people that you have not heard or seen before, because even on the YouTube channel, information and things that we're posting are things that where you'd see already. So what is the difference? The difference now is you have to pivot. It have to become what is your opinion, what is your ideology about this specific situation. And that's when after a conversation with me and my husband and thing, and we flesh it out. And like I said, he has great ideas and stuff, and it was like, yo, you have to bring a blog style to radio, and that way it will minimize the workload. And with that said, trust me, like that's exactly what I did. Bring a blog style to radio, to music news. So me now reformat radio no longer separate from the YouTube channel because of how the media landscape changed tremendously. And me believe differently that the only way radio will die is if radio refuse to pivot and move with the times. Because traditional media is still necessary. Yes, a lot of times people get it wrong on social media and all of that, but radio really and truly will have to pivot and incorporate as much as possible the new social media ways, like how it is on social media, like just have to do that. So once I did that, and if you listen to music news on IRI FM, you can hear that I've definitely moved the goalpost. I definitely changed how I do it, because it is necessary. Leroy Samuels, good to have you back. Leroy, which part you did there? Leroy said, Kshema, I'm the first time subscriber. I love how your channel take off. Bap. Yes, Leroy. You're one of the first persons, definitely. I say, yo, your channel bust now, And even on the channel, like, if you listen to some of my earlier videos and you listen to some of the latest videos, you can realize that I'm trying to find the medium. Like, me I try to find the real balance. Me I try to find the voice that me can level we can level with the community and just have a conversation with you. Like, I remember when I started at first, because radio is more it's more like that, and it's more like presentation, and I have been doing that for close to 20 years. So I really had to get into my brain, understand that it is important to change the mindset, if I want to be able to talk with people, not talk at people, not trying to do the whole presentation thing, because that not really work. Like, people want real authenticity. That's what people want. And it's not like I don't bring real and authentic to radio. I do that, but it's just like the whole formatting of radio, for example. Let me put it this way, maybe you'd better get it. Like, radio more is presentation, you know what I mean? And then YouTube now, I really want this Levels channel to be a space where me and we can't just talk, we can't just level, because that's what the channel is for, to have conversation, just level upon different topics, different opinions, and all of them things there, like things that I really can't get for do upon the radio because of the red tape and the censorship. So when you hear me say, welcome, it's not radio, it's Levels with Kshema. I really want it to be a space where we can do more lives, have conversations like this. It's also an opportunity for you to get to know me a little bit, the Kshema off a radio, and for me to get to know you as well, because when I also end each video, I may say, yo, in the comments, we love hearing from you. Like, if you have a suggestion, you can drop it. And a lot of people would make suggestions to say, yo, interview that person, or interview that person, or that type of thing. So, really listen to it and that type of thing. Hey, Alexa, volume 1. Oh, gosh. She just ruined my life. So, But anyway, yes. So this conversation is about how the media landscape is changing, and radio, thanks Chris for that. YouTube is more informal, and radio comes with a lot of structure, and there is this expectation, and the formality is necessary. So for me now, like, that is something that I am learning. I am learning that as we go, and and just understand it. And I'll say, look, big up to all of the bloggers, them, big up to the front runners on YouTube. I have entered this space, and I understand that content creation is very hard. Like, it's not easy. And some channels, you will see them post a lot of videos and just go really hard, like just doing it every day. And it takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of commitment, a whole heap of effort, like you really have to love it on a different level. So I understand it and I also love it. And I like to challenge myself as well. And when I really look on it, is like, it is here. When we have like people who are professionals, I said to me like, yo, what say over TikTok, I get my news, or I get my news on YouTube or whatever, that type of thing. Then you realize, say, yo, really and truly, being in radio, you have to pivot. You have to pivot. Yeah, man. Look, I'm not worried now. No, I know that I'm going to be okay, which is why, like me say, it's levels. So me a level with me. I'm gonna understand that, the challenges, like just how I'm doing it, and just the importance and understanding. So yo, sometimes in life, one thing I have learned and understand is that change is inevitable. And it's important for we change, with the times, you just kind of move with the times. We know that sometimes you have people that must say, yo, bun this and bun that, or whatever the case is, but you have to be able to make an assessment, see what going on, and then understand how you will fit in to the new medium. Because I don't feel like social media is going anywhere. I love what I do, and I just have to pivot and get with it. And I really love the Levels community. I love the reasonings. I love the conversation. I love how I see less SYMs in the comments, because like, people are raised. You have to just raise your arguments and them type of thing. They understand. So I kind of love that as well. I love the conversation. I go in the comments. I try to respond to as much as possible, in the comment section and them kind of thing there, and just have like a real conversation. So let me see some of the comments them now. Here's the Kshema. Okay, yes. So Leroy, I did read Leroy's comments, and then this one said, you are doing great. Okay, Kshema, you're doing great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate love. Definitely me appreciate it. But Levels is definitely a community that I'm building, where we can talk about different topics, different events. And if you feel like there is a particular subject matter where you feel like we need to address, you can drop it in the comments, because I do read the comments and I do take your opinions and and build on it. But content creation and a prom push business, like you really have to be committed and do it. And like I mentioned before, like, gone are the days where you can get like a lot of exclusives and that type of thing. The whole media landscape in general has changed. The other day, an artist called me and I say, yo, me have an exclusive for you. I say, what? Yeah, man. So, do the conversation, do the interview, record the clip and edit it, and may I get ready now, figure, do it on air and thing. And one mind say, check the artist socials and see what go on. So the artists drop it on them social already. So there goes the exclusive. And I think that was one of the things that happened with me. So like, yo, this thing is absolutely real, and it's important for, kind of make the pivot and change it and all of that. You said Jaja, yeah man, a real way, because even the Prime Minister, for example, if him have something to say to the nation, what him do? Him drop it on him social media platform, or you see him go live and that type of thing. So that just kind of change the whole trajectory, change just the entire landscape. When back in the day you would call somebody, find out what go on. You don't have to do that no more. People just use them social media and then put out the information. And sometimes when you look across, like everybody within the entertainment niche, a lot of people will have similar videos, right? Similar content. But then what makes Levels different is the views and the opinions, like on each subject. And that's just the difference in the space and all of that, because the truth is it's difficult if you want to say like you want to be the first person, to bring this piece of information. With levels, I'm not trying to be the first to bring out any information to say like I'm breaking it. Because that in itself is very difficult. Social media make the whole world smaller, don't it? Click of a button, just tap, and all the way pretty much connected. Like so many people are on here, people from different walks of life, people in Jamaica, all over the world, but just the whole social media space, like it bring it together. Wagwan shorty. What you say? See that wagwan. You know, somebody up on the YouTube live. Me I plan for do more lives on a regular basis, especially on a Thursday. Okay, you know, Thursday I have the easy skanking. So I'm on air from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then when 2 o'clock touchdown now, I can just pop on the live and all a de-stress and chat to my people them so they can get a chance to know me. And you can ask me whatever question you want to ask me as well too. Just drop your questions right here. This live is definitely also to explain why I did MIA in September and explain what is happening with the podcast. The podcast will be back, but like me telling you before, it's about finding that balance and make it work. What you think about the GOAT and Sing J argument? All right, so let me take the Sing J conversation first. So Mr. Vegas came out and you hear him say, because of him, the Sing J category was created. Then Little John take on Vegas and I say, him come up with the whole Sing J, like he was the first Sing J. And I feel like Little John did misunderstand what Vegas was saying, because Vegas never did a claim see him create the Sing J category, him create the whole term Sing J. I said because of him, the Sing J category was created. Then now Mr. Vegas went and did a live after one new video now surfaced with Tony Rebel. And in that video, Tony Rebel is basically saying that he was the first person to really come up with the term Sing J, and him talk about when he was signed to an international label. And you know, the label them ask him how him would describe himself, and you hear him say, oh, me sing, I'm a DJ, so I'm a Sing J. Vegas' point is to say, why is it that everybody did come down upon him and then nobody now come down upon Tony Rebel? And differently, Manda San says sometimes some people can attack Vegas all when him right, because for whatever reason, but in this specific situation, I understand where Vegas are come from, because I feel like he must say, yo, the same energy want to have for me when me say that. Why I don't have the same energy for Tony Rebel? Meaning that Little John come out way before Tony Rebel. So people supposed to have the same energy, right? So yeah, that's how I feel like that's how I hear Vegas I say, and nobody don't really have the same energy for Tony Rebel like what them did have for Vegas. And yeah, that's that. But I also know that you have people sometimes who will just be dismissive of Vegas because he is opinionated and because him comment on a lot of issues. So sometimes I don't feel like people give him the chance to hear him out, listen to him and say, even when him right. You know what I mean? So yeah, so for answer the second part of your question now, when I feel about the GOAT argument. All right. Me personally, me feel like the term GOAT is being used loosely. Right? Because if we're going to say somebody are the GOAT, you're the greatest of all times, I also believe that there should be merit to the argument. Like you can't just use the term GOAT loosely. But also hear the next part of the argument where people are saying like, yo, but can't I speak it into being? I can't think about myself as the greatest of all time. Yes, you can. You can think about yourself in that way. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like you can just jump out there and say you're the GOAT, because in truth, when you think about the greatest of all times, right, in different avenues, like Michael Jackson, great. Michael Jordan, great, so on and so forth. So I feel like Massacre is very, very talented. Massacre is also very consistent as a dancehall artist, and I feel like it was kind of strategic for Massacre to Cartel first did his song, You Know Goat, and then Massacre came out roughly a month later, and then him put out theme song La Cabra, which means the goat in English. Him not even did name the song the goat in a English, like brawling. Him come with like a Spanish terminology, right, for the goat. Now, Massacre now, because even though he's great and even though he's talented, him kind of put himself in a one position where people are criticizing him, because now you're saying you're the greatest of all time. So make we pull it apart. Make we kind of look upon the areas them where you're great in, and make we kind of look upon your achievements. And that is what people are doing. And when them compare Massacre and Cartel in that realm, Cartel, who has been around longer than Massacre, would have also accomplished a lot of things, even within the 1 year of his release, right? From prison, we see where he has accomplished a lot of things. And because of that now, when people are weigh them, I put the two of them on the scale, them realize Massacre not add up. So could it be like a premature declaration by Massacre? Possibly. Is Massacre talented and have the potential to be the greatest of all time? Absolutely. Absolutely. You understand? So I just feel like, yeah, Slipknot get loose and a bag of goat to run out. Everybody a meh. Everybody a goat. But I don't feel like it's a term that should be used loosely. And I see Anthony Christie right there say, yo, Usain Bolt, goat. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, we definitely have some undisputed goats out there. Like, when you say them on the name and you say goat in the same sentence, there is no two-way about it. You understand? And I just feel like that is what happened. And it is... Fans are gonna wait. Fans are gonna weigh them. Them are gonna weigh them. If you say you're a goat, all right, make we look for your accomplishments. Make we look on what you have achieved. And then, like I mentioned before, there are still a lot of things that Massacre needs to accomplish. But it still don't mean that he's not great. But is he a goat? Not yet. But him great. You understand? That kind of thing. Vybz Kartel, on the other hand, I think he has proven to us with the things that he has accomplished, especially like I mentioned before, like just being released from prison within that year. There are a lot of historic accomplishments. There are a lot of things that he has done. And at the end of the day, there are still more things for him to accomplish. You see, you know, his album was submitted for a Grammy consideration. We know Sam don't have a Grammy under him belt yet and that type of thing. I think the bigger question is, and maybe you can answer this, can dancehall have multiple goats? Because of how the genre set up. Like, think about it. Because when you think about Beanie Man and performance-wise, would Beanie be like a goat of stage, like goat of performance? You know, I don't know. What do you think? Can dancehall have multiple goats? Drop in the comments and let me know. Let me hear what you say now. YN wrong. Sika can't get a break. No king title. Massacre need more time. But for now, he's leading the space when it comes to music. That I'll definitely agree with, for sure. And that's a good point. Like, Massacre is consistent. Like, if you're going to the dances and the parties, Massacre have most of the songs them where people just are bust blank, left, right, and center. You know what I mean? Massacre have the people them like that. And I love the consistency that he brings to the space. Like, you really can put on your pot pan fire with Massacre. You know, like him consistent like that. And we really appreciate it. So if you say Massacre are run the thing right now, yeah, because in reality, even though Cartel is accomplishing a lot, the truth is Massacre would have more current songs in dancehall where the fans them a party to. Wrong or right? Jump in the comments and let me know. Let me know how it go, how it go. All right, let me see what this comment say. Massacre plan are cool. Sure. And this one say no king, no goat title. Nim Vibe Records said too much work. That Kish, too much that fit tie out. I said dancer can't have multiple goats, too much work. Nim, oh, it look like you know what going so. You know what comes with tying out goat and them something there. Me not feel be self-proclaimed though. Absolutely, me agree with you. Me not feel like I realize what the problem is. Anything at all with self-proclaimed, it becomes a problem over time because people want to know, say, yo, our dancer king this, you know, or our goat this, you know, or that type of thing where it's undisputed. And anything at all when are really undisputed or there isn't a clear cut, you're going to have that conversation. You're going to have that conversation. And when the conversation happen, it's just that some people too have short-term memory. Like you see people in enough comment section just a bit outright disrespectful to Massacre. When in truth, I don't think him deserve the level of disrespect where I come at him. I don't feel like him deserve it. Because him a do him thing and him extremely talented. You can't take that away from him. But I also understand that enough people feel ruffled. Like, no, brother. What you say? Which other question now? Drop on a question them, man. Come on, levels. Level. How it go? What the question them there? Drop the question so we can just hammer them out. 1, 2, 3, left, right, center. I don't know if you see this, but I see we're Bounty Killer online. You know, him actually tagged the Prime Minister in a comment as it relates to the whole beach access. Because you know, so right now there is a legal matter in Mobe between the people of Flanker and a popular hotel, Sandals, as it relates to beach access. So apparently Sandals would want to build up on this nice beach property, and the people in Flanker, they're saying no, because as is, say, there isn't a lot of beaches where we as Jamaicans can just walk and go to the beach without having to pay. We don't have a lot of free beaches, and that's just a really tough situation, like right across the island. And Killer Post is like, he must say, yo, at Andrew Holness, third term, make sure you get this sorted. I definitely agree with Bounty in saying that the authorities have to do better. Like, think about it. How can Jamaica, right? We are the land of wood and water, and we don't have access to the beaches. A lot of people from overseas and different places, when them stress out and them want to de-stress and them want to reset, them come to Jamaica and them get access to the beaches and they might enjoy the natural resources. But we, the people of Jamaica, we, the citizens, like, we don't have no beaches. We don't have no beaches where we can go because everything, they must sell off everything left, right, and center. So it reached to a space now where I think more ordinary Jamaicans have to have them conversations here. In your community, if you hear said there is a town hall meeting, you have to go there, you have to express yourself, you have to use these opportunities to make your voices be heard, because we cannot just sit down so, right? And allow all of them beaches you have to just go by. And in the same breath too, I feel like we, the people, we also have a responsibility and a duty, because sometimes when you go upon them beaches and them rivers here, you realize there are a lot of trash, garbage, and all of that. So we have to do better in taking care of the beaches and the rivers that we do have access to. So, two sides of the coin, but you can hit up the comments and let me know what you feel about that. That or something else I see happen in the space. But yeah, it's levels. I like this. I like how me and can just talk. So, not true. We can just talk and have a conversation. Pick up yourself, Alman Love. Who else is there in the comments? May I read the comments? Hi, Roshane Hastings. Bless up yourself. So what happened to your Insta live show with the young artists? It was a great show. You created a guided, unfiltered space for young artists and educating them. That is true. It was called Recruit Tuesdays, and like I still playing some of the artists them that I got from that IG show with Recruit Tuesdays, and it was a good vibe. It was a good vibe. But again, it was something that I would do on a Tuesday. Then life happens, and but I'm still here. I still do as much as I can, like on the e-buzz, like whenever I get music from new artists, I provide a platform, make them come in for an interview, listen to the songs, and give them tips and stuff. Even though some people don't really open or receptive to some of the tips, because as a young artist or even established artist, then we send a song or do a song and feel like, yo, my song are the best song. And in truth, it's not. So sometimes I try to give opinions and tips and that type of thing. I name us something me go work out and see how we can do it. I also play music as well, so me mix, do my thing. So I was doing that on YouTube. Well, not YouTube, on Instagram, and them kind of flag me accounts and all of that. So I was in Instagram jail on a regular basis, just as it relates to the copyright infringement laws and all of that. So yeah, that was something that I was experiencing. So that's why I stopped bring my live shows to social media, because that was a red tape. But me play my music, State Up Dancehall. You should do this more often. Yes, this is my plan. So on Thursdays, I just want to do a YouTube live, chat up with the Levels community. We'll hammer out some things we are going in a dancehall in the industry. Just look at different questions where you want to discuss, and we just have a conversation and talk about it. It says, hey, question. When you going to interview Milk on the road to success, the journey? We are going to have her on the show. You mean Milk that used to be on CVM? I think she definitely has a story. She was like a media personality that a lot of people look up to, and I think it was just like unfortunate, like how her situation went. And yeah, definitely provide her with a platform to tell her story. That's a really good suggestion, Sean Chambers. That's the thing, with interviews and like even road to success, like all the way up on a journey, right? All the way we're on a journey. All of us have our challenges. All of us have had something where we have to overcome. You know what I mean? Chris, allow me. What you say? It's not comments, it's the chat. Okay, chat. Yeah, I get used to the social media space. You never did have to call me out, so though. That's so nice. But yeah, no pressure, but I'm wondering, do you ever think of being a producer? So people ask me this a lot of times, and me will tell you the truth, because this is levels, right? So mega level with you. I feel like dealing with entertainers like can be difficult, and I've heard like too many horror stories. I'm really not into like producing music. It's not something that I think I'd like to do. So no, I get multiple offers and things, but me don't feel like that's something I would like to get into. LOL, leave her. She soon get it. Yes, chat. Thanks for defending me. Yes, yeah. But bring all the questions, then, man. Me think you know that flood me with a bag of questions. Look how much things going in the industry. Question them slow. Say, me hear you did a play this youth named 17. The tune bad. But to the dog, but the dog not do nothing. The energy where you give him. 17, yeah. Him have a song named Member, and how me stay like when we just go through Instagram or whatever, and I see an artist and I saw 17 and him sound really good. Like like the song with when you member. And I DM him, I say like, yo, send me a song. I want to play this on the radio. And him send me the song. And you know, me just deal with it really heavy. All 3-4 times in a one show me I play it. Cause me I say, you know, more time you have to do things differently, like just go and disrupt the space. So you make the attention. And I really feel like, yeah, I'm a bust the song, but what a lot of artists don't understand is that when you get the energy from radio, right? You also have to have a strategic plan. Like, why a strategy? You get all of this love from radio. I've never seen him. I don't know him. I don't know him. Well, I'm from St. Thomas, but I've never met him to this day. Just from Instagram and say, yo, send me a song and I blast it off. I play it for months. But again, if you are getting that strength from radio and you don't hit the ground running, you're going to be in a trouble. And I feel like that's what reached 17 in this situation. Sometimes when you're getting your music played on the radio, you have to now come up with like a strategic plan. Like, all right, radio get a strength here. What you gonna do with it? And it don't mean say you're going to come with other songs, you know, because that's what he did. He gave me a second song and I played it, but the first song was the song to break him, right? So what I did, I played the 2 songs, you know, I played them together and that type of thing. And he sent me a third song. I haven't played the third song yet. And I realized that, you know, he's not doing anything with the energy. I don't want anything from him. I'm just giving him the energy. Like, this is a talented youth, sound good, him vocals really wicked. Him have like this raspy, him have this tone, you know, like when me I scroll through and me hear the tone, me I say, blow, whoa, who that? And I just play it. But, you know, sometimes, sometimes when you get the love, if you don't have a strategic plan, you find out, say like, yo, your thing now go take off. But him did get the full strength if he take on the road wicked, and him never really do much with it. But like I found, they've been around, but they're a reggae band from Spanish Town. What them name? Oh my gosh. Rockers Elements. And you probably see this video on social media with this youth. I sing over the Peter Tosh song. Oh, Makla. You know that song there, right? So I hear that song and I say, yo, this man, his tone is wicked. He have a wicked voice. And I find him on social media. Shane actually sent me, Shane Clark from IRFM actually did send me the remix to the Peter Tosh song. And, you know, it kind of hilarious. And me, I say, yo, the man, you have a good voice, you know. And I search them out on Instagram, find them and, you know, reach out to them. Them send me some songs and I'm playing it. Real positive songs. I speak life and, you know, I blasting it off in my show and thing. And then now 2 weeks ago, I invited them on What's the Scoop and them come in and perform live. And so many people reacted positively to them, you know, like band from Spanish Town, a lot of talented youths out there, and all them need is just an opportunity. All them need is just a chance. And once I have a platform, I go always put on people on, you know. So yeah. Fancy your question up there about 17. Big artists, good artists, you know, really, really talented. But sometimes when you're getting the opportunity, you're getting the push, you have to seize the moment. And yeah, you have to seize the moment. This one's a long time. Yellow Moon, no drop, no juggling. I want to hear an all-female dancehall juggling. I love music. Yeah, I talk to Sunshine about that. I tell her. Yeah, Yellow Moon. Big up DJ Sunshine. Them forget say you're artist. You love me, you know. A one song I do. Oh my gosh, yeah. I did a one song, you know, a while back. It was a challenge. Somebody at work and DJ Cashflow Neil said to me, say, no, I was doing a poem. Because you know I'm a poet, right? Big up to Muta Baruka, who encouraged me to read my poems, them and thing. And yeah, me did all have locks, you know. Yes, so anyway, me read my poem, right? And DJ Cashflow Neil coming out the office and Neil I say, you can't sing that? Me I say, Neil, no do me that. Me a belt out now, go on with myself. And then Neil say, all right, come at the studio. Me I say, Neil, whatever. So Neil now start clown me. I say like, yo, I can't believe. Take the challenge, man. Come at the studio. I say, all right, challenge accepted. So me and Gavin G, who used to work at Irie, we did at the studio. I said, all right, you know what? So we feel like a clown, Neil a clown way. But go in at the studio and deal with this and show him now, man, an artist. So I say, all right, G, we'll do it. So went to Cashflow Studio in a Kingston and bust out the tune. And me I sing and I go on at first. And this is where I actually get a deeper appreciation for the art form. Like entertainers, DJs, we're going to the studio and just do them thing, because it's a whole experience. It was a love song. And when I went in and me just me a girl would do my commercials and I'm good like that. You know what I mean? But that is talking and I've been doing it for a while. But now singing it is different. So I'm going to the studio now and I just one knock and I do the thing and Neil father come to me, Father P, and he must say, Kshema, say, want you to sing it again. I now get the feelings, I want the feelings, the emotions. So I said, Father P, what? So I said, all right then, here we do. Dim the lights, lock off the lights, and we go back in and, we just go on and we're going to do this song and sing. But the whole experience was a learning moment, a teachable moment, and it helped me to better understand and respect the craft of singers, dancehall DJs, sing Js. When you're listening to a song and you hear them can convey a particular emotion, or just hearing a song and it gets you in a one party mood or whatever the case is, that takes real talent. It's like a lot of work, especially like people would just do the one knock and do them thing. Yeah, I did have my lyrics on paper. I do it thing. But it was a really good experience. So yeah, one dege song, one song out there. But it was a real teachable moment and I learned a lot from that experience, and I kind of appreciate, like I tell you, the craft. So yeah, someone do that. Been there and done that. So now I say, like up the live stream. Yeah, man, like up the stream chat. You might have bad thing right now. Hold on, I never know you had a song. Yeah, I have a song. I have a song. Just look for Kshema and Gavin G on YouTube. You say, I feel like, maybe hear what you said. I feel like me hear the song more than one time in the same show. Maybe I hear things. And like I've always felt cringe to play my own song. Like I've never really played my own song on the radio. But people play it. I don't know, I just kind of did feel a way if I play my own song. So Neil played it. Sometimes DJ Brian I play it and then will send me a video. I sing it out on the top of my voice. But yeah, I have a tune out them, man. My artist, But just now getting no bookings or them thing there. But as a poet, I definitely get bookings, big up to Rasta Kura, Yasa Safari. Because I have many sides to me, I have many sides and I have a next side to me that's more natural, mystic. You know what I mean? If you know me, you know. If you know me, you know. But there are many sides to me, man. Many sides to me. When would your RTS story be told? Big A can help. I challenge you. I still listening that song sometimes. This is what I think I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna tell my own story on YouTube. And I'm going to do it in parts because I have so many experiences, good and bad, with people in the industry, radio, and yeah, the music business. So I'll definitely tell my story in different parts across YouTube. I think that's how I'll tell it. I don't feel like RTS can really hold my story. It's 1 hour. And who gonna interview me? You better if I just talk to Uno. Uno interview me. Uno ask me the questions and I'll just, talk and share with you. Like so many experiences. You know what I mean? I remember when, for example, when Movado got his first award from IRFM, and this was like he was our new artist of the year, and it brought him to tears. Me and this girl named Joy Morgan, like we did really have to just kind of hug him in that moment. So everybody else would see same a cry and that type of thing. So yeah, we didn't it for a minute. Enough experiences, enough situations, like in it a lot to understand that some people will say like, oh my gosh, you're so good at what you do. Like this was a great interview. I love your questions and all of that. And you're doing an awesome job. I mean, I talk about artists, right? And they're telling you this in private. I say like, yo, are you bust a song here? Like, you see how you play the song here, the energy where you give me and all of that. And they're saying all of this in private. You never yet hear it in public. You don't hear it in public. So that level is just like really, really sad, and I think I had gone through a stage where I just felt like, yo, if you can publicly acknowledge or say what you tell me in a private, like maybe for us avoid you. And that was like a thinking that came to me. I mean, I say, you know what, to each his own, and if that's how you want to do it, that's on you. So I just keep it moving. But I guess a lot of that, like people try to tell you that in private because I guess they don't want to, I don't know if they don't want it to be a part of their story, or they feel like it better if them keep this to themselves, or it will take away something from them if this becomes public knowledge. So that is something that I realize, like with some of the entertainers them. Big up to Romain Virgo. Like I remember after his interview publicly, he was saying that I was doing a great job. He really appreciated the work I'm doing. And, he said like a lot of awesome stuff. So big up to him, because not everybody is in a space where they can openly big up somebody else, like give them credits, like, shine a light on them, like highlight their greatness without thinking that it is going to dim your light or whatever them twisted mind tell them. All right, let me see what else. Long time. Okay, I'm gonna read that already. Okay. Let me see what else. What other question I have for me now? Yeah, I have song out the man, I have tune. One song, one dege song. It says, I feel like I hear the song more than one time. Okay, I think I read that. My name is G Generator. I am a DJ. I need your help, please. All right, so Chris Todd, send me an email at levelswithkshema@gmail.com. May we talk? I'll see what exactly you ask. And then Roshana said, when would your RTS story? Okay, I answered that already. Question, why radio is not the way it used to be? Honestly, Sean, I feel like Sean said radio is dead. I feel like radio is not the way it used to be because social media has changed how radio used to operate. And I feel like radio will die if radio don't pivot and try to tap into what is happening now in the digital age. Because the truth is, evolution is inevitable. So what you gonna do? You can't just sit idly. You have to find creative and new ways to do radio, which is why at the beginning of the live, I was explaining that was something that I had to come to terms with. It's like, okay, how am I going to bridge the gap between radio and social media? And what I found, for example, music news, one of the features that I do on radio is to develop a blog style presentation of music news, to bring that to radio, because radio in truth can't break any stories again like back in the day, because everybody is putting out the information across social media. How people even consume content is different. People, we live in a show and tell era, right? Everybody wants to say what happened, what go on. So which is why, even though radio is what it is, you know, we'll have to tap into the social media elements of things, like, okay, create a visual to what people are here. When last you actually see a radio? You understand? So that in itself tells a lot. So you have to tap into the new mediums. You have to get like an app. You have to find a new way to do things. You have, just like how social media is at the fingertips of people, that is how you want radio to be. And once radio pivot, radio gonna be all right. Because fun fact, radio pays the biggest royalty. Streaming platforms that pay them cents, radio actually pays the biggest. So entertainers who know, and that is why those entertainers who understand that, them now leave out radio. So whenever they do a song, there's always going to be a radio version, because them understand the radio still has the big paycheck in comparison to the streaming platforms that are so popular. So yeah, Sean about the rights of radio in a dead, Sean, in a dead. I'm not for just pivot. I'll move with the times. All right, Fiwi Reggae, Dancehall TV. I know you alone now get no bookings. So I feel no way. Look here, you leave me. A one song I have. One song alone I have. I say, him not here say, him not here say, Big not impressed. Look. After I will address that after me actually talk to Biggs, but me don't talk to him yet, so I think me gonna leave that until I have a conversation with him. Chavez say, Kshema, I love your voice. Thanks. I'm not even going to read your comment, you know. You see you, Mike Money Taker. I'll move on. This one said, why you think artists don't work with local blogger more often? I think big up to Cartel, because I think when he came out of prison, him kind of did change that. Like, he gave interviews to like a lot of bloggers, you know, like just in an untraditional way. And the sooner entertainers realize, say, them to stop, say, uno little bloggers, and realize, say, like, the YouTube space is huge and there is nothing little about what they're doing in the YouTube space. So the ones them who understand will get to that point and will give more bloggers an opportunity to do an interview. Sometimes too, it depends on how a specific channel will present themselves. Like, if them do it in a way where an entertainer feel like, say, yo, you know what someone want? It's okay if my brand is associated with this brand, then, you know, maybe that's something them I look on to, just, you know, look on maybe how some of the local bloggers, probably just the presentation of how them do what them do. So it depends on what you're into. If you create your niche and what you do is interviews you want, you probably have to set up yourself that way. When you do an interview or you put it out there, you make sure you edit them tight. You probably look on your set. You know, those are things that you can tweak. You probably look in other space. You can look at channels that are doing it big, like The Fix and Jfrey. So, you know, you can look at their channel as well. If you're a blogger and you want to tap in and get more local entertainers to come to your thing. Sometimes it's just the consistency and you have to hold it out and jig to who a jig with you. So maybe you're not going to get the big artists them yet, but you probably can start out by saying, yo, make you get the upcoming entertainers, give them a platform or that type of thing to make it work, you know? So those are things that you can look into, because if you think about it, if you are an artist, you're probably not going to go get every blogger one interview. You're going to probably look on the channel, see what they're about, see how them present themselves, because at the end of the day, them are one brand and you're a brand as well. So I just that it come down to, but once you do your thing in a one way, like how you want people to see you, and you take pride in it, I feel like you will get it. You will get the interviews then. You have to start from somewhere. Maybe you can't go start at the top because you're just a startup. So do it. You say, I never know that. What exactly about? When last time you say, oh my gosh, what's wrong with these thirsty people? Mind Money Talker. Thank you so much. Have respect. Name, tell him again. Just I'd love to see you on the fix. That would be cool, and bring the fix on levels. Yeah, that would be cool. Definitely. You make that suggestion already, and I already make some jotting. So I'm going to put that in motion. I'm going to work it out and reach out, and because they definitely have a story. I think they have an interesting story. All three of them. This one to Kshema, you need to have moderator to manage the chat. Yes, definitely. My next live, I will definitely have a moderator. YouTube did prompt me to say to get a moderator, but the next chat I'm going to do that. Respecting Kish from them time that you'll know and throughout all times. Amen. Love you, my G. Yo, more love to you. Bless up. And this one says, you're doing a good job on here. Thank you so much, top gal Sasha Lee. Sasha Lee, thanks. I really appreciate it. My phone is dying. My phone is dying, so yeah, but this was really great. I will be going live every Thursday, like after my show, and I will choose a moderator to moderate the chat. So, we can have respectful conversations going forward. Nobody ever approached you to do a voiceover like in the movies. Not movies, but I've done voiceovers, like commercials and thing. But yeah, no voiceover for movies. But yeah. Big up on yourself. Thank you so much. Good old IRFM. Road Street, where I say? Me don't understand your comment. Talk to me. Where you say? Let me hear what you say before we come off. Where you say? Your Road Street. Type quick na man. Where you say? I know. This was really good, but like I promised, I will definitely tell my story on YouTube. I'll post like a series of videos and all of that, and share different elements, because yeah, you can interview me, you can ask questions as well. Up top from London in the building. Are you having a cup of tea? I don't know if I get your accent right. DJ Wayne, my Don, Sunshine and all. Yeah, Road Street, bless up. You don't know. Yep. But this was really good. I enjoy myself. And for people who are just joining, like I was saying before, Levels with Kshema is a community I am building. And when you hear I start out and I say, yo, this is not radio, it's Levels with Kshema. So, the conversation, it's about levels. Yeah, so we just kind of have conversations and, keep it real and hash out things. And YouTube is my space to just be me without the red tapes that come with radio. So this is what this space is for. And I also want the Levels community to get an opportunity to know me, like know me outside of radio. If I may say so myself, I'm mad cool and fun. I love to laugh. And, like I was mentioning, like I have many sides, enough sides to me. Big up Kshema until next week and be safe. Yes, but be sure to subscribe to Levels with Kshema. I have review videos on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So make sure you check in. If there's a day that I don't have a video, it's probably a slow day. That type of thing. So yeah, subscribe to the Levels channel. And not just subscribe, but I love when you're active in the comments and, you share your views and your opinions. And like I said, I'm not trying to break any news be the first to post anything, but you'll definitely get my views and opinions on different happenings in dancehall and reggae. Cause you know, as an entertainment journalist, I'm a playground that. So yeah, I get in the space and I do it. Yay, this was so good. I enjoy it. I enjoy myself. I'm a first YouTube live, you know. Yeah, I'm a first live. I listen to you from Music News. Yeah, man, bless up, bless up. Big up yourself, Raymond Berry, Road Street. But thank you so much. I think I'm gonna leave this video up so persons can watch it. And yeah, this is my space where level. All right, take it easy. Be good. This was awesome. Until next week, I'm out.